Hello friends, we are back with our next video on present continuous tense. Anyhow, if you have missed our previous video on present indefinite tense, I suggest you to pause this video and watch that video first. That will help you to understand this video better. I also want to thank you all for your support. We have got 500 subscribers in just 1.5 months. Thank you again. It takes a huge time and effort to create a video. Your support encourages us to create more and more videos. You know, our aim is to create a complete coaching center for students up to 10th standard. So subscribe our channel and share this video to all your friends and family members so that they also can learn how to write, speak in English. Okay? Then without wasting any time, let's get into the work. Today in this video we will learn present continuous tense in details. We will learn all the uses of present continuous tense with proper examples. Let's start. The first use we will learn is an action happening now. That means the action described in the sentence is happening in time of speaking about. Say, look, it's raining. In this example, you can see that the action raining is taking place exactly that time when the speaker is talking about it. Now look at the second example. It is thundering and lightning. Here also the action in the sentence described about is taking place exactly when it is talking about. Likewise, in the remaining examples, watching TV, playing football, ringing of phone, all these actions are taking place when it is talking about. So whenever we will write these types of sentences which describe these types of actions, we will use present continuous tense. Let's get into the second use. In this use, we will learn to use present continuous tense for an action that has already been arranged to take place in the near future. That means when we describe an action which is bound to happen in the near future, which already has been planned to happen in near future, is written in present continuous tense. Look at this example. We are going to Goa next month. In this example, we are not going now. It has been planned to go next month. In the second example, what are you doing tomorrow evening? Here also the speaker asking someone about his planning for next day evening. Here also the speaker asking about a future planning. In all the remaining examples, we can see that the actions going to cinema, going to buy a new car are not happening right now. But both the actions are planned to happen in the near future. These types of actions which is not happening right now but is planned to happen in near future is written in present continuous tense. Let's get into the third use. The use of present continuous tense for a temporary action which may not be actually happening at the time of speaking. That means the actions which will not continue forever also is not taking place right now in time of speaking. Look at the example. I am reading Chader Pahar, but I am not reading at this moment. That means I am reading Chader Pahar nowadays, but not reading right now in time of speaking. I read as per my reading habit in the evening or whenever I get free time. In the second example, I am working for SSC examination. Here also it means that I am working for SSC nowadays but not right now in time of speaking. In this example, what is your brother doing these days? I am going through a strict diet to reduce my weight. These days most people using email instead of writing letters also is describing an action which is not taking place right in time of speaking but happening these days. In time of writing these types of sentences, we can use present continuous tense. Look at the example. He lives in London. It's permanent. It means he lives there permanently. It should be written in present indefinite tense. But if I say he is living in London, in this sentence it can be clearly understood that he is living temporarily in London. In these types of sentences we will use present continuous tense. In second example, look at the first sentence. Joyce always does his homework. That means he does his homework regularly. Here we will use present indefinite tense. But in the second sentence, Joy always is doing his homework. That means nowadays he is spending much time on homework. But it doesn't mean that he always do this. He is doing this recently. In these types of sentences, we will use present continuous tense. Let's get into the next use. We use present continuous tense to express a obstinate habitual action which persists, means after many warning, advice and caution which is happening again and again. We use adverbs like always, constantly, continuously, forever with these types of sentences. I think it is clear to you all. Let's get into the example to make it more clear. My mother is always losing his mobile phone. Clearly, mother never wants to face trouble losing her mobile, but after all cautiousness, she loses it many times a day. This is her obstinate habitual action. In the other example, my dog is very silly. He is always running in the road. Here also, running in the road is a habitual action of my dog. This girl forever talking in the class. You are always complaining about my cooking. In both the sentences, talking in the class, complaining about cooking, both the actions are obstinate habitual action. To describe these types of habitual action, we use present continuous tense. Let's get into the next use. There are some verbs on account of their meaning are not normally used in present continuous tense. In verb of perception like see, hear, smell, notice, recognize, etc. In verb of appearing like appear, look, seem. In verb of emotion like want, wish, desire, feel, like, love, hate, hope, refuse, prefer. In verb of thinking, think, suppose, believe, agree, consider, trust, remember, forget, know, understand, imagine, mean, mind. In have, in the sense of possess, own, belongs to, contain of, be, except when used in passive voice. Be is used in passive voice as being. I will suggest you to pause the video and write down all the verbs in your notebook. Let's get into some examples. These grapes are tasting sour. Taste is a verb of perception. We cannot use this verb in continuous. Rather, we will write this sentence as these grapes taste sour. In the next example, I am thinking you are wrong. Here also, we cannot use think verb in continuous form. Rather, we will write this sentence as I think you are wrong. Likewise, she is seeming sad should be written as she seems sad. He is having a cell phone should be written as he has a cell phone. However, the verbs described above can be used in present continuous tense with a change of meaning. She is tasting a soup to see if it need more salt. Here the verb taste is used as to taste the flavor of the soup. In the next example, I am thinking of going to Malaysia. Here the think verb has been used as to consider the idea of going to Malaysia. In the next example, they are having lunch. The have verb has been used instead of eat. I know that this part of today's video, when to use continuous form or when not to use, is a little bit confusing. If you are having any difficulty to understand this part, rewind the video and watch this part again and again. And after all this, if problem persists, then let me know in comment section. I will make a video on this part again. Let's get into the next use. We use present continuous tense to talk about something which is happening before and after a specific time. Look at the example. At 8 o'clock, we are usually having breakfast. In this sentence, the action having breakfast usually happens at 8 o'clock, means particular time of day. In the second example, when I get home, children are doing their homework. Here also the action doing homework takes place on a particular time when I get back to home. That's why in both the sentences we are using present continuous tense. Let's get into the next use. We use present continuous tense to describe which is new and contrast with previous state. Like these days, most people are using email instead of writing letter. Here it is clear that emailing is a new trend and it started few years ago. In the latter example, what sort of clothes are teenagers wearing now? What sort of music they are listening to? In both these examples also a new trend is described which is contradictory to previous. In time of writing this type of sentences, we use present continuous tense. Let's get into the next use. We use present continuous tense to describe something which is changing, growing or developing. Like children are growing up quickly. The climate is changing rapidly. Your English is improving. In all the examples, a changing, growing or developing action is described. In these types of examples, we will use present continuous tense. Let's get into our last use. In this slide, we will see we can use present continuous tense to talk about the past when we are telling about a story. Like the other day, I am just walking down the street when suddenly this man comes up to me and asks me to lend him some money. Well, he is carrying a big stick and he looks a bit dangerous. So I am wondering what to do. In this example, I am just walking down. He is carrying a big stick. I am wondering what to do. As all these sentences have been used to tell a story, we are using present continuous tense here. Likewise, to summarize a book, film or play, we use present continuous tense. Look at the example. Harry Potter is a pupil at Hogwarts School. One day when he is playing Quidditch, he sees a strange object in the sky. He wonders what is happening. Here in the example, when he is playing, what is happening, as both the sentences has been used to summarize a story to Harry Potter series, that's why we are using present continuous tense here. Let's start our final part. Till now, from starting of this video, we have learned many uses of present continuous tense. Now we will learn how to write a sentence in present continuous tense. Look at the sentence structure. Subject plus am, is, are, anyone among these three, plus V1 plus ing plus object. We have to put subject first, then an auxiliary verb among am, is, are, these three. We will learn when to use am and when to use are and when to use is. After the auxiliary verb, we will put main verb with ing and then object. Always after I, we will use am and are with you. Whether you is using in singular form or plural form, that doesn't matter. We use always are with you. And in all the remaining cases, with a singular subject is and with a plural subject are. I think now you have understood present continuous tense clearly. If you like our video, subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon to get all notification for our new videos. We have created a Telegram channel to provide you some exercise on this topic. If you wish to practice some exercise on this topic, check it out in the description box. The link of the Telegram channel has been given in the description box. Check it out, join our Telegram channel and practice some exercise on this topic. Thank you.